spy. Joining me now to discuss this and other issues linked to the Russia investigation, the ranking Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, Adam Schiff. Congressman Schiff, so Chairman Nunes was obviously a driving force behind this conspiracy theory. The FBI was spying and infiltrating the Trump campaign. Now that you have several prominent Republicans, along with many Democrats, coming out saying it was all made up, does Nunes need to correct the record?
Well, of course he should, but that's not the purpose behind all this for the chairman. The purpose is to do everything possible to support the president's legal defense team. Giuliani has acknowledged as much. Their expectation is that whatever is turned over to the Republicans on our committee or judiciary will be provided to the defense team. Now, that's completely improper and inappropriate. It would explain, though, why Emmett Flood, one of the president's other lawyers, was at the last Justice Department and Congressional meeting. But these are materials that ordinarily wouldn't be provided to Congress. They involve a pending investigation. They involve potential risk to sources and methods. The only reason this is being done is that the Congress is battering the Justice Department, and normally when you could expect the administration, the president, to back up the department, they're undercutting and undermining the department. But you would think with all of these Republicans now saying this is bogus, even the one that brought us the endless Benghazi conspiracies is saying this is a conspiracy too far for him, that we could call an end to this abuse of the congressional quote-unquote oversight process.
But it seems like, you know, we've heard this record before. I mean, something the president raises a conspiracy theory, some outlandish idea that there's no evidence of. His backers in Congress trumpet it on Fox and elsewhere, and then it just kind of, when the evidence is revealed that actually there wasn't anything, there was like the whole idea of a secret society. Nobody really ever seems to claim admit responsibility for it, apologize, or say they were wrong, and then just kind of wait a week or so and some new outrage is mentioned.
Well, that's absolutely right. I mean, let's look back historically. First, the president was saying that he was spied on at Trump Tower, which was nonsense, and the heads of our own intelligence agencies had to say publicly what the president is saying is nonsense. And then you had the whole claim of an unmasking conspiracy, and then you had the claims of FISA abuse. None of that has borne out, but of course the president and his allies have never said up until now that these claims were bogus. The only change now is that there are a few Republicans speaking out, and I can only surmise that what they're seeing is what we are seeing also, and that is when you ask voters now, do you want someone who's simply going to be a rubber stamp for the president, or do you want an effective Congress that's a system of checks and balances? People are increasingly saying we need checks and balances. This president is acting like he wants to be a king.
Today, Paul Ryan publicly said, quote, there's no evidence of collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. Obviously, no one knows the answer to that question yet until Special Counsel Mueller releases his report. No one can credibly claim there was or there wasn't collusion. What do you think Speaker Ryan is doing here?
Well, Speaker Ryan, ever since he said, the obvious a couple days ago, that he also had seen no evidence of embedded political spies, has been taking a hard set of attacks from the right-wing blogosphere, and I think he is responding to that by trying to paddle on the other side of the canoe and saying, okay, I said there's no spies, but I'm also going to throw the president a bone and say there's no collusion. The reality is there's plenty of evidence of collusion in plain sight, and if you ask Speaker Ryan what he would think if you told him that there was a secret meeting at the Clinton headquarters where a Russian delegation promised dirt on Donald Trump as part of a Russian government effort to help Hillary Clinton, and the Clintons lied about this meeting with Chelsea Clinton and the campaign manager Robbie Mook for the Clinton campaign. If you basically present this in mirror image, they would of course believe that was collusion, and they would be right. Now, whether it's actionable, whether it's a criminal conspiracy, Bob Mueller will have to decide, but there's plenty of evidence. So for the Speaker to say that, I think you really have to ignore what's right in front of us.
Congressman Schiff.